Welcome everyone to the show. I'm your host Don Vic. You already know what it is, what it should be, and what it could be. Well. Today we have a great guest coming on the show, all the way from Australia, people. That's on the other side of the planet. All right. Great guest coming on the show. She's an actress, model, producer, writer, director, social media star, talent agent, you name it, she does it. All right. So before we bring her on the show, I just want to thank everybody that sent me birthday wishes yesterday. Thank you so much. It's been over 100 people that sent me birthday wishes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And I hope I get the same love next year. Right? So, again, people, just to remind you guys, October 15th, Celebrity Boxing out in Atlantic City. I'll be there with my team. The Don Big Show will be there live. So make sure if you're in the area, you want to come watch the fight. You come through Atlantic City at the Showboat. You can get your tickets at celebrityboxing.com. And you can get whatever ticket you want, front line, middle, whatever back, whatever ticket you want to get, you can get. Okay? So make sure you be there October 15th. And October 16th, we have in Newark, in New Jersey, we have comedian Mike Ross. He's doing a show there in New Brooks, New Jersey. So make sure if you like comedy, you go out there and check out my man Mike Ross. So big shout out to Mike Ross and all the comedians that are coming out that night on October 16th. Okay, so with all that being said, now we want to bring our guest in all the way from Australia. Big shout out to Australia. Stand up. Big up. Australia in the building. So we're going to bring the one and only Mezi Atwood to the show. Please welcome her to the show, everyone.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for giving me your time. I know it's mad early over there.
It's not too bad. 9 a.m.
Oh, my goodness. 9 a.m. It's what? It's like 7 p.m. here. It's 7 o'clock. Woo! Wow. So, Missy, you have an impressive bio. I was reading it, and I see you do so many things. You're an actress, modeled, you're executive producer, you're a writer, director, media star, an agent. How do you balance everything?
Everything in this industry kind of blends into one, like eventually over time, and I just kind of keep adding things as I go. But a lot of people in this industry do a lot more than just one thing, and I guess I had to make opportunities for myself somewhere along the line, and yeah, I just ended up doing more and more stuff.
Right. What do you enjoy more of the filming? The directing part, the acting part, the producing part? Which part do you enjoy more?
Oh God, I don't know. I just love film. I love all of it. When I'm on set, I feel at home, and doesn't matter whether it's acting in like the tiniest role in the background, a blob in the background,
Right.
or if I'm producing the entire film. I just absolutely love just being involved, and that's I guess maybe producing, acting.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I ask you that because I've asked some directors in the past to say, I like more the back scene of it, the directing part or the producing part. They don't like to be really in front of the camera much. They just like to be in the back scene. That's why I asked you that question. But that's awesome.
Oh, some days I like being on camera. I'm feeling super confident. Other days I just want to hide in the shadows. So it depends on my mood, I guess.
I
I'm a
understand that.
woman.
Right. What you're a writer. So when you write a script, what type of scripts do you like to write? Drama,
Um,
action, films.
So, my first screenplay was a horror, and it was really twisted. I was given the task of writing the worst serial killer that the world's seen, and I based it off a real life serial killer as well as sort of personal history. And I kind of made this really sort of cross between, you know, psychopathic and stuff
Wow.
that could actually happen to you. So it's really quite, yeah, it's
Intense.
disturbing.
It's
I
like
hate
an
to say
intense movie. Wow.
it.
I like
But
horror movies.
then I've also written um a comedy, which I really love as well. I love to laugh. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of all over the place, aren't I?
Me, I love all types of movies, but I'm more into like I'm a guy. Action movie. I love action movies. I like
Yeah,
drama. You know, I love a lot of drama. Um, I love stories. You know, those types of films I love. And comedy. You know, it all depends on who's playing. You know, on the comedy movie, depending who's on it. That I might like or I think it's funny. I watch it. You know.
absolutely. It's either one extreme or the other with me. It's either complete hysterical laughter or like nightmares. Yeah, it doesn't. There's nothing really in between with me.
Mm. What is your biggest challenge? As far as when you're filming a movie, what would you say is your biggest
Um,
challenge?
well, on a film set, the one thing that you can anticipate is anything that can go wrong does go wrong. So I suppose keeping your head in the game and trying to have a plan B, plan C, plan D, plan E, and
Right,
just, you know, covering all bases is really hard, and not losing your head when everything goes wrong.
right, right. Have you ever had to change a script? Have you ever had to change it where you say, "Well, this is the final script," and now you're filming and you say, "Wait, no, I don't want that. I don't want scratch it. Let's do this over and do something different."
Yeah, one of my movies, it was the very last day of filming, and we had an emergency location. We had to reshoot a scene that we couldn't use the original footage on, and the actress wasn't available.
Wow.
So we had to rewrite the script so that we basically, instead of her having a mum and a dad, she had two mums, because in this scene we had to use a different actress as a mum, and you know, we kind of worked it that way.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely happens all the time.
was was film and entertainment something you wanted to do when you was a small woman when you was a small girl or you know
Yeah,
was you
definitely.
yeah yeah
Definitely. I have always loved film. I have always loved the entertainment business. Love dancing, love singing. Not that I'm good at it, but I love to do it anyway. And yeah, but film, I don't know, telling stories and, you know, the environment stuff that happens backstage is what makes it the best, you know, rap parties and those jokes that you get, and that, you know, camaraderie that happens on set is just the best. You don't get it anywhere else.
right right what inspired you to do it? Did you see something and you say, wow, I want to do that, or it just popped up in your mind and said, I want to be a filmmaker, I'm a filmmaker, or did you see something and say, wow, I like that, that's what I want to become?
No, I mean, I wanted to my entire life, and I
Okay.
started when I was a teenager, but I had my son and life got in the way, and I kind of gave it up, and because I really didn't get anywhere. Because back when I was a teenager, like 20 odd years ago, someone who looked like me, you walk into an audition, they look like you need to be forklifted out of there. You know, they didn't like the curvy girls or the big girls or whatever.
Right.
But when I was 32, I had a functional stroke due to a congenital condition that I didn't know I had.
Okay.
Um, And when I was recovering, my partner and I, like, it's really his doing. He encouraged me to chase my dreams, live my life my way. You know, he inspired me to, you know, really dig deep and to get better and to go for it. And I owe everything to him, absolutely everything. He's just
Yeah.
incredible. He's the most amazing man.
Wow. That's amazing. You know, it's always good to have that one person that gives you that extra push. You know, that'll be there and say, "Hey, this is what you need to do. You're good at it. You should go forward 100%. You know, and see where it takes you. You know, and
Absolutely. And even now, you know, everyone has down days where you go, oh, I don't think I can do this. I don't know if I can take it. And all of this, and you have a lot of self-doubt that creeps in, and he's always there telling me, no, you're not giving up, you have to keep pushing, you have to keep going, this is what you want, you're good at it, you know, you can achieve more. And you know, it all it takes is one person to believe in you, one person to love you, and your whole world can open up, your whole world changes.
right, right, and you know, you're born and raised in Australia, correct?
Yes.
All right. So you do have films that you have um, made here in the U.S. and in the U.K., right?
Yes. So the UK film I recorded here, a lot of stuff sort of you can record here and send it over or whatever, you know, you can do a lot of stuff. So
Right.
Cinema Now, that was an incredible film. That's been winning awards all over Europe. That was with Studio Holder, and I did a voiceover for it, like an interview sort of voiceover talking about with the pandemic and cinema growing up as kids and all of that. And it was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
it's a great film.
have you filmed here in the United States? Here,
Yes.
you have. Also, you came over here and filmed.
Yes, I've been traveling. I travel all around. I do
Oh,
lots of
okay.
bits and pieces.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. So, out of all the films that you have written, you know, and produced, which one would you say is one of your favorite, and why?
Um, I don't know. I guess at the moment, you know, I'm absolutely loving I'm really loving Shadow in the Woods, which is coming up. We're just in pre-production at the moment, but just the cast and the crew and the director I'm working with, everyone's just really fantastic. And so far, this has probably been my favorite experience
Really?
to date. I didn't write it though. I didn't write it.
Oh, you didn't write
So
it.
we
Okay.
had another couple of awesome writers on that one.
Okay, that's awesome. What has been the worst thing you have seen on set?
I can't say that.
What do you mean? Oh,
I mean,
that's
look,
funny.
there's always stuff that happens and people get tired and stuff, but I'm not going to tell a story about someone that's bad. Like, I mean, I've probably been bad as well. Like everyone gets like that.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, tell me what has been the funniest thing you've seen on set?
Oh God, funniest. Oh, I can't even think.
Like
I
somebody
don't know. It's all sort of very impromptu things. Like on Dear Laura, which you know, we're doing a Christmas scene, and one of the actors, George, he started singing, you know, jingle bell, George, and we all laughed, and you know, had a big giggle, and that was sort of the carry on joke. So it's,
Right.
just impromptu things, or someone screws up their line, and
Yeah.
I yell out, take 564, and it's their third take, and because they just can't get it right, and they swear at me, and
That's so funny. I can just imagine you saying, "Cut, cut. Let's do it over. Do it again one more time."
yeah, it's a bit like that. But I mean, when I'm acting, I've screwed up my lines plenty of times, that
Right.
I'm not going to get up someone else. I understand what it's like. You just gonna be like, hey, take a breath, calm
Yeah.
down.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna get through this. Reread the
Right.
script for a second, get yourself right. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Gotta be
Yeah.
encouraging.
Yeah. Don't do it like me. They said to me, action, and I go right into it, and I'm saying my lines, but I'm saying the other person's line.
Yeah, and some people know the script so well that they sit there and mouth the other lines. Like they're like,
Yeah.
it's like, hi, how are you? And it's like, you can't be mouthing
How,
the lines.
how funny is that? That's so funny. That's crazy. That so when you decided to get into this, filming and entertainment, what did your friends and family say about it? What did they think?
Um, some people loved it and were like, good on you. Other people were like, come on, are you serious? And other people just laughed at me. It's a very mixed response depending on the individual, but I'm not doing it for them, I'm doing it for me. So
Right.
yeah.
That's you know, filming is fun. I love it. I'm shooting something now here myself. I'm shooting a series here, and
Nice.
yeah, it's my first film. So um,
Wow.
I just take,
Congratulations.
thank you. I take notes, from like you and other directors that come on my show, and we talk and stuff like that, and what should I be looking for, um, you know. What type of shots should I be looking for, and stuff like that. But
So are
because
you directing?
I'm directing it, yeah, I'm writing it and directing my own series. But because I've done some independent short films before, I know what I'm looking for. I know, angles that I should be recording and where they need to be as I'm recording. So that's not the problem there. My problem is the editing, the editing part. I have someone that's gonna edit it for me and stuff like that. So let's
Yeah.
see what happens. Let's see what happens. Um, so this all started for you, basically when you was in school. The acting.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I started doing school musicals, and I did some musicals outside of school for local theatre companies, that sort of thing. And yeah, it was always just something I loved, and I can't even tell you why. I just love it. It's just
Right.
sort of in me. Some people it's just yeah.
Yeah. It's just in you, right? So you also did some modeling. Tell me a little bit about the modeling. How that come into play?
Um that was just sort of well, I started modeling when I was a teenager, just sort of bits here and there, nothing sort of major or successful or anything. And that was my drama teacher. I got into this performing arts high school to do my VCE, and that's what I was intending on doing, was moving into there and doing that. And I was in drama class, and she pulled me out of class, and she was like, look, I feel like I need to tell you this. And I'm like, what? And she's like, people don't want to see people that look like us up on screen or on stage or whatever. And she was basically saying like my size was the issue. And I'm like, okay. So I went out and I got my first modeling contract. Like I signed to a modeling agency. because, you know, I'm that sort of person. Someone tells me I can't do something, I like push through and do it. Like, I just
Right.
don't like having limits put on me. So
Right.
that's kind of how that started. And then recently it was more, or like in recent years, it was more just opportunities of, yeah, I'll do a photo shoot, I'll do this. And, you know, I did a national campaign with Curve Boss Australia
Okay.
in December last year, I think it was. And that's a brilliant brand. And that was so much fun. So, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. You know what I didn't agree before with modeling was that a lot of the models were very, very petite, you know,
Yeah.
and I always say, well, hold on, that's, you know, there's some women that are thicker, right? Let's just say thicker,
Yeah.
that are beautiful women too and have great bodies. They just thick boned it. You know, why they don't have them modeling and stuff like that. So, you know, as the years went by, I guess they must have heard me and they started having, you know, plus women modeling and stuff. And I think that is so amazing and so dope that that they can open doors for other women that are not petite, that don't, um, that are not 100 pounds, for modeling, that can actually go in there and show their beauty. So I'm
I
amazed.
absolutely think there should be more plus size models around
Yes,
there.
I agree.
Show
I agree.
show the clothes and what they look like on real bodies. And, you know, I'm, you know, who I am. I've got curves, I've got big thighs, I've got, you
Yeah,
know, boobs and a butt
yeah,
and, you know, a bit of a stomach. And, you know, that's people, you know, that's
yeah.
humans. I still need to wear clothes and I want to see what they look like before I buy them. And
Right.
I think it's great that this is like the progression in the industry is amazing.
Yes, yes. I applaud them for that, for opening doors,
Yeah,
for other women, to also show their beauty,
yeah.
and I think that's great, So, you know, um, how many movies have you directed or written so far?
Um, I've written I've written two by myself, like 100% mine. I've helped in writing. Oh, I've helped in writing another couple, I think. Um,
Hmm.
and then I'm currently working on another one with the director of Shadow in the Woods.
Okay.
Directing, I've directed a short. Um, I'm trying to think of what's been released. Like, you know how you work on things that haven't been released and all that. So
Yeah.
I've directed a short called Not Over. And I am co-directing The Shadow in the Woods. So I don't think I've done that much directing other than that.
Okay. Are you a good
Yeah, I think
are you a director that people can get along with? Are you one of them harsh directors, or are you a cool, laid back director?
um I'm, you know, I try to be laid back, but
Okay.
you know, you've got to stick to a schedule and you've got to, you know, encourage people to. I think, you know, being a little bit hard, not hard, but like a straight shooter. I think
Right.
that's a good director because the director's job is to get the best performance out of their cast members. And I like to, you know, be very open, very honest, in a very caring way to try and get the best performance out of them that I possibly can.
Right. And are some of these movies already on, say, um, TV? Are they on Tubi, Prime TV? Um, are some of these movies out already
Um,
on those type of platforms, or not yet?
Yeah. So
So,
Not Over is, I'm not sure exactly where it is, to be honest. That was the so I worked with a guy, the writer. He also co-directed. He kind of took control of that. I
okay,
edited it, sent it back to him, and then he took all control at that point. So I think that's on YouTube, to
it's on
be
YouTube.
honest. I think so. And then there's, other films that I've acted in just, as an extra or whatever, that's out on a few streaming services. Fraud Festival, my first movie, that was on network television here in Australia. But I just had a movie on Friday that had a premiere, Wog Boys Forever. That
What is it? What is it?
was
Lost Boys?
Wog Boys
Walk.
Forever.
Like
Wog.
walking? Walk Boys?
No, like WOG, Wog Boys Forever.
Okay.
It's the third movie in a series that came out many years ago. It's by these iconic, brilliant Australian comedians, Nick Giannopoulos and Vince Colosimo. And it is so funny. They pretty much make fun of their own culture and so forth, but within Australia. So they're making, it's very Australian. It's very big here in Australia. So that was really great. It's going to be coming out. But I have a lot of movies coming up in the future that's, it takes time for them to be released.
Yeah, it does take time, and sometimes you film something, and you look at it when you're editing it, you say, you know what, I want to do it over. I want to change this around. So I understand it. It takes long because you, as a director or writer, you want the right footage, you want the right message to come out,
Yeah.
In that movie. So I understand it, and that's what I've noticed as as an independent actor, and now being a director, a writer, and producer of my own series. I understand how hard it is to make a movie. It's not as easy as people think.
No, and you can have a great script, an
Right.
absolutely brilliant script, and you can film it exactly how you think it's going to play well, and you think everything's great on set. And then when it comes to editing, it doesn't translate to the screen as well as what you think. And, that's where reshoots and, cutting scenes or adding a new scene or something like that comes into play. And most of the time it can work. You can work around it. Sometimes, unfortunately, you can't. So it just, it happens.
Right. Have you ever gotten the chance to work with one of these high level actors? Have you ever had that opportunity to work with someone famous that's in the filming industry?
Yeah, I've worked with a few really great people. A lot of people in Australia, obviously. Most of my films have been here. I've had the pleasure of dealing with, other people trying to get roles and talk to them. And I've spoken to lots of great people.
Right.
I worked in the background on The Old Man. So not that I actually got to talk or anything, but I was able to, watch those actors in that, really, really sort of work well, which is great. I find observing people is just as good as, you know, actually communicating with them, because you can learn a lot from people's body language and so forth.
Yes, definitely, definitely body language. I get that. When you're filming a movie, or you're about to film a movie, what is it what is it that you look in the actor before you bring them or you cast them into one of your films? What are the things you look for?
Um, I suppose, you know, you got to make sure they're right for the role, in that sense. But then I also look for, you know, professionalism, commitment, willingness to listen. And also, you know, you've got to make sure you gel on a particular level. You know, you can't have too much of, you know, a conflict of personalities, like a clash. It's going to make for a very hostile set. And no one wants to work on a hostile set.
Right. 100%. 100%. What advice would you give anyone that wants to get into the filming industry, even if it's a director, actor, producer? What advice would you give them?
Um, to just go for it. I guess the best bit of advice I have ever heard came from Quentin Tarantino. And he said in an interview, I didn't go to film school, I went to films. You know, learn to watch, learn to look, notice what other people do. And like you said before, the shots, the angles, the difference between them, do your research. If you go to film school, you know, listen, learn, never stop learning, you know, take every opportunity, big or small, and, you know, do your best at it, because you never know where one opportunity is going to lead to the next. And, you know, believing in yourself and loving yourself is going to, you know, show, it's going to shine through, and it's going to, you know, give belief and love to the people around you as well. And I think that's the most important thing. You know, you've got to be prepared for rejection, a lot of rejection. And I think if you don't love yourself enough, obviously not in a, oh, I'm a diva sort of way, just, you know, respecting yourself and,
Right.
you
You're
know,
funny.
be prepared for, you know, the negative feedback, because everyone gets it.
Right. So you're a talent agent as well, right? And I'm pretty sure you get a lot of clients that come to you and say, "Hey, I want to be an actor." You know, uh, what are some of the things you ask them when they come see you and they say, "I want you to be my agent"?
So I've got a lot of people, well, pretty much everyone that I represent, um, I have worked with on previous films. Um, so writers, directors, a lot of crew, not so much the actors side. It's like trying to get them more work, helping them. They're all part of Mezi Studios. So I then, you know, when opportunities come to me and I can get them more work, I'm going to pass on opportunities to other people. And I just look for people who have the right attitude, and who aren't scared.
Oh, okay. That aren't what you say aren't scared. I got that part.
Oh, sorry,
I,
aren't
I
scared to do the hard work to get to where they want to be, was what I said.
oh okay no because it glitched for a second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it glitched for a second. So um, you know, directing, producing, being a model, and all this other stuff that you're doing. What are you doing right now at this moment? What's the project that you're working on right now?
So I've got three. I'm working on a feature, the supernatural horror Shadow in the Woods. We're
Mhm.
deep in pre-production for that. I'm also acting and producing a short film with the same writer and director from the Shadow in the Woods. It's a rom-com called Swiped. And then I am also working with another writer who has an incredible movie. It's like a narrative biopic of his dad, who's quite a prominent figure. I can't say too much about what that's about. It's only very, very new.
Okay.
But that's going to be really brilliant. That's going to be really great. So we've got some great things coming up.
Wow. You know, I've never been to Australia. I mean, the farthest I've seen it was on, on TV and just the great places that Australia has. I know they're big in, fishing out in Australia. You know, so where would you want to film? Where else would you like to film besides Australia?
Everywhere.
Yeah,
um,
everywhere.
Hawaii, Jamaica, um,
Hey, okay, okay.
everywhere, the beach, on a cruise ship. Nah, I'm getting greedy now. Um, Anywhere, I will go absolutely anywhere. I think every culture is interesting. Every country has their, beauty, and I just want to see the world, and I just want to meet the people and experience, have every experience that I possibly can in life.
Right, right. I mean, how's everything in Australia right now? Because a couple months ago there was a lot of stuff going on in Australia in the streets. Is that calmed down now, or is everything still out of order?
Um, it's getting better. There has been quite a lot of issues over the past few years with Corona and the lockdowns in Melbourne, especially. That's where I am. It's the lockdown here was the longest in the world, from what I've heard. Um, and it was brutal. I think we went 9 months straight at one point, and then
Wow.
we got out for like 2 weeks and had like another 6 months. So there was lots of protests. There was lots of issues, and yeah, a lot of people that weren't happy with the way it was handled. And
Right.
just before that, a third of our country burnt down. And then just after that, one of our, like pretty much our lettuce fields got rained out, like got flooded.
Wow.
So we've had some big natural disasters either side of that. So I like to say the government's doing the best that they can, and that they're looking after us, and we're slowly getting back on our feet.
Wow. That's how. Well, there goes your next. There goes your next film. You got. There goes your
Oh,
next film. You got to
so
start.
many projects had to be delayed. I reckon. It was funny.
That's
We
okay.
had because we moved house this year, and at our old
Yes.
house, we had someone in the neighborhood would drop off these really long handwritten letters every couple of months of saying the end is near and the apocalypse is coming and all this sort of stuff. And then as soon as they started, we had the bushfires, and then Corona, and then the floods. And it was like, wow, this is just creepy. And the letters just kept coming.
Wow.
It was very strange. It was a very surreal experience. Now, I'm not saying I believe that the end's coming. Who am I to say
Yeah.
that? I'm just saying, like,
Right.
that
Right.
was our experience. It was very weird.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. What's who are some of your favorite actors or directors?
Oh, actors and directors. Um, well, you're a director, so I have to put you on the list now.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I mean, I love look, if we're going dead or alive, I have to say my favorite by far is Robin Williams. hands
Ooh,
down. I
wow.
loved him.
Robert
I love
Williams.
him
He's
hands
listen.
down. I
You just went.
absolutely love him.
You just went way up here with Robert Williams. Like this guy, when I was a kid, I used to watch him. When he used to play like Mork and Ork. Nano, remember Nano Nano? He used to have the fingers like
Yeah,
this. He used to
yeah.
play like a.
I can't
That was
do
like
it.
my favorite. And then I
Yeah.
started when I started getting older, I started watching some of his comedy. Funny. He is
Mhm.
funny. He and at that time, also Jerry Lewis, was also a tremendous um, actor and comedian. Those two guys were like the top of the line for me.
Oh,
Robert Williams.
absolutely. Like I grew up with Robin Williams. I mean, he kind of started a little bit before I was born, but as soon as I could recognize people, like
Mork
it
and
was
Mindy,
him.
yeah.
I've known him for as long as I can remember, and I just remember the more I learned about him, the more genius that I knew that he was, and that
Yes.
I loved him. Like it really, he was really just in my books, hands down the bee's knees. It's like musicians, who do I love more than anyone else? Freddie Mercury. He is definitely my favorite musician. So,
Okay.
I like the epic icons.
Yeah, yeah. Ashley says Mork and Mindy. I watched Mork and Mindy.
Morgan Mindy,
um,
yes.
he did a movie, Robert Williams, right before he died. I'm not sure if it was the last one he made, but he played he played like a robot, right? And he fell in love with this lady, and she was human, he wasn't. But his feelings, he felt like he was human,
Is this
and
Bicentennial Man?
it could be where they died together. They laid on the bed and they died,
Yes.
and they finally said, "You are human." Did you see
Yeah.
that? That was so
Yeah.
sad. That broke my heart.
I know. So beautiful.
That's a
It
great
was.
story.
And like, as much as I love his comedic side, Dead Poet Society was a
Oh,
brilliant movie. I
okay.
love that movie. He was stunning in that. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Ashley. Yep. That's it.
Yeah,
Bicentennial Man.
Bicentennial Man.
Yep. Yep. I
Ashley's
love
on
that
it
movie.
today.
Huh?
Ashley's on it.
Yeah, she's on it. She's on it. She's probably grew up when we grew up.
Probably.
She knew Morgan Mindy. So
Yeah.
those. We don't talk about great actors like Robert Williams. And let me tell you something. The sad thing about um dying, right? Let me just change something real quick. It's about the people forget the great things that you do. They remember it while you're alive.
Yeah.
Robert Williams, it is, but once you pass, it's like people don't remember the great things that this guy like Robert Williams, the movies he's done, because the new generation don't know about it. You say Robert
No.
Williams to someone in their 20s as an actor, they're gonna be like, "Who's Robert Williams?" And
Yeah.
I think that some of these actors should be reminded of these great actors and the work that they done, um, because it's important, to keep their. For me, I would love to keep his spirit alive, because Robert Williams, besides of him being who he was a great guy.
Yeah.
He's an amazing guy. So
Absolutely. And I guess that's why when people ask me who's my favorite, I have to
yes,
say him. He 100%, like there's no one, while there's other great actors out there, there's
yes,
no one quite like him. There never has
Wow.
been. I don't think there ever will be. And he was a genius. He was an
Yeah,
absolute genius at what he
he
did.
was.
You
Yes, he
know,
was.
I love the genie from Aladdin. And that was him. That was 100% him.
Yes. Yeah. That's so
I
funny
love
you
it.
say that. Oh man, I'm laughing because you and I think so much alike, and you're all the way on the other side, and I'm all over here. And to know that someone's thinking like you or loves, you know what I mean? It's amazing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like who would you think that was okay? Who's in Boston thinking like I'm thinking? You know, or like the same actors I do. Well, here I am. You
Me.
know, so what actor would you like to play with? Wh- Well, we know Robert Williams. If he was here, you would like to be, you know, in one of his movies.
Yeah.
Um, but over here, overseas, who will be one of the people that you would love?
I I would love to work, and this might sound like a weird pairing, but I'd love to put Lady Gaga and Ryan Reynolds in a movie together. I just
Ooh,
feel they would have this like salty sweet kind of vibe going on. Like, I don't know, I feel
okay.
the chemistry there between those two.
Oh, Lady Gaga, huh?
I love
Okay.
Lady Gaga. She's brilliant.
Yes, she is. She's a great singer too. I love her music.
Mhm.
She's
Yeah.
woo boy. So you know, I think that what you're doing is fabulous. You know, you're into the filming industry, and you know, we all know that you can bring stories to life. You know, because that's what we do as directors. We bring in stories to life, right?
Yeah.
Is there any story in your mind that you would love to bring forward in a film?
Ah, yeah, there's definitely stories. I want to talk like I want to do a movie really not glamorizing in any way, shape, or form, just the raw, brutal reality of like insomnia and anxiety and that sort of things, like what it's actually like when you can't sleep from a panic attack in the middle of the night, you go and pig out at the fridge. But they don't show that in movies. Like they just
Right.
don't. You've just got to like I like any story that makes people feel something. Any story that sort of hits hard and makes people think and makes them go, yeah, I've done that, or my friend's done that, or, it makes them understand what people are going through a little bit better.
Right. And sometimes they don't feel alone. You know, they don't feel like they're the only one going through it. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
so
And not
yeah, I
feeling alone
understand
is
that.
important.
Right. I understand it 100%.
I
That's my
wonder
friend
about our
Ron.
movie coming soon.
Yeah, yeah. He's talking about my film. He's
Yeah,
actually he's actually playing in my film. He's playing my right hand man in this movie
nice.
I'm playing. Yeah, called Chasing the Money. Uh, so you know he said he said tell her about our movie coming. It's coming, buddy. It's coming. So any of your friends that you grew up with, um, are they doing filming or anyone in your you know in your circle, like your mom, anybody in your family members doing the same thing you're doing, or are you the only child uh,
Well,
filming?
my brother works for Epic Games. He's a 3D game, like 3D animator, I think they're called.
Oh, okay.
Um, my mum is actually coming as the tutor, on-set tutor for The Shadow in the Woods. My son has helped on about 4 film sets so far.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
And he might be directing a movie with me coming up. He's still a bit umming and
Uh,
ahhing about that.
okay.
And my partner, he helps on film sets as well. So it's kind of like a real family affair. I
But
really
that's
like having
awesome.
good people close to me.
That's good because you guys understand each other, kind of understand how you guys think and kind of work. So it's easier to you know to 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 process everything that's surrounding you.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
so. Do you work? Have you had any of your friends saying, "Hey, I want to be in the film. I want to be in your movie"? Uh, have you had any friends that have come to you and ask you that they want to be in your film? And what have you
Yeah,
said?
I had a friend a little while ago. Her dream was to do makeup for movies. So she's still in school and she's moving through her degree really well. But to get her some experience, I brought her down to set one day and I let her do everyone's makeup. And she did a beautiful job. So, yeah, I mean, all anyone needs to do is just ask. And if I
Right.
can, I will. And if I can't right then, I'll certainly in the future help out. You know, it's all about helping out.
Yeah, and that's what this show is all about. This show is
Yeah,
about helping people, connecting people, um, and growing. So there's plenty of directors that've been on my show. I got plenty of actors that's been on my show. I'm talking, I can't even count them from all over the world, even from Australia. Um, so I kind of like to connect people and and see how they can work and see if they can come up and win and do certain things together because you know when you help people, God blesses you, right? You get blessings, and
that's right.
that's what I'm after. I'm
Yeah,
after the blessings um,
yeah,
that God provides to me for me being who I am to my viewers, to my guests. Um, by being able to help them some way somehow. And what I want people to understand is that it's not the big things that you do for people; it's the little things that matter. You can do something big for me, right? You might or anyone can do anything big for me, and I appreciate it. But those little things that people overlook, to me, that's the biggest thing.
yeah,
Um, and so it's very important. I look at the little
absolutely.
smallest things to matter.
Absolutely.
So if anyone wants to find you or connect with you, is there a website that they can go to either watch your films or your trailers or just connect with you?
So, I own Mezi Studios. So if they go to the Mezi Studios website, which is www.mezi-studios.com, there's a contact page. And if they just write an email in there, it will be sent directly to me. And I'll respond. I'll
Okay.
get back to them. So yeah, if anyone wants anything at all, just let me know. Hit me up. It's all about
Right.
doing kindness, paying it forward, giving opportunities,
Right.
and helping each other.
That's right. And giving people opportunities and opening doors for others. Um,
Yeah,
all you're gonna do is get blessed, and God is gonna give you more, open more for you, and let you see more. When you're good to people. I'm not saying that everybody deserves you know help because not everybody it's out for your best interest. But for pretty much you know I would say 60% of the people are good people you can help. You know what I mean? And see them grow, and then
absolutely.
they recognize why they're there. A lot of people you help and they overpass you and they forgot, you know, who placed them there,
Yeah,
or who helped them there. Um, and those are the people that I try to watch out for. Um,
But
you know,
you know
because
what? When someone decides to do the dirty on me,
yeah,
I don't get angry. I don't get mad.
no,
I just go, okay, well, my success, like if I win an award or when a movie comes out, if it does well or whatever, that's the best revenge because they had their opportunity to work with me. They had their opportunity to come with me and they chose not to. So that's okay. I just
right,
choose to focus on working, doing the best job I can
right,
rather than being petty back to them.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
and to remind everyone that you know we're always going to have people that want to see you down, want to see your downfall, that want to see you not succeed, and and sometimes these people get close to us because we got so much going on that we can't see it coming. You know, um, so I try to tell people to stay focused, um, find out who you're dealing with, before you start doing things for people because you never know who you're working with. You know what I mean? And why they really actually there. You know, this is a funny business. This is a entertainment is a funny business. I see it happening all the time. With backstabbing and lions and all types of stuff. But you know, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad. I
Thank
can't wait to
you.
see one of your films.
Thank
I know
you.
you way out in Australia. I wish you was closer. Maybe we can work together. But
Absolutely.
you way in Australia, girl. Okay. So I want to thank you for coming on the show. I want to thank you for giving me your time. You're fabulous, and I can't wait to see some of your stuff.
Well, thank you for having me. And I can't wait to see your movie either. I would love to work with you anytime, Victor.
Okay.
Anytime.
Well, maybe when I shoot some more scenes and I put a little clip together, I'll send it to you, and then you tell me what you think about it. If anything needs to be changed, or or I could do this better because I don't know it all. It's my first film. I want to get advice for professionals like yourself.
Thank you. Well, I would love to see it. It'll be an honor to see it. And I'm sure
Okay.
it's going to be brilliant without any advice from me.
All righty then. So thank you for coming on the show, everyone. This is Mezi Atwood, all the way from Australia. Director, actor, writer, you name it, she's done it. And thank you for coming on the show. And tell everybody out there in Australia, Don Vic said we love them, and it's all love out here in Boston.
Thank you. It's been an
Okay,
honor.
likewise. Talk
Thanks.
to you soon.
Talk to you
Ciao.
soon. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, everyone. That was Missy Outwood, all the way from Australia. She's an actress, director, writer, agent. She's done it all, modeling. And this is what it's all about, people. It's all about, you know, being able to put out product out, great films, work with great people, being able to help others, so that you know, so that good and great things can come your way as well. You know, and again, I've known so many directors and actors that's been here on my show, and all of them been great. Especially all the directors out in California that I know, and in the DMV, Australia, Africa, Nigeria. Listen, people from all over the world has been on my show. They've been great, and this is show is all about helping people and connecting people. That's what I do. I can't connect everybody. I kind of see who kind of can get along with each other, and I think they can work together, and then I plug them. um so with that being said, guys, thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you guys for showing my friend Missy out with some love. And again, she's out from Australia. She's a film director out there. So if any of you guys ever go out there that are actors, and can't find any work, connect with her or reach out to me. Let me know you're going to Australia. If it's anywhere near where Missy is, I'll let her know that you guys are coming down there, and maybe she can make something happen for you guys. So make sure your passport is on deck, okay? Because I don't have one. Okay, so make sure your passport's on deck if you're going to Australia, and you're an actor or actress, and you're out there, whatever, and you're looking for some work. This is what the Don Vic Show does. It connects people to great people. You know what I mean? And we can make it happen. Chasing the Money coming soon. Yeah, that's the name of my series called Chasing the Money. Thank you, Lawrence. So people, again, tune in. Mezi Atwood, stay tuned for her great films coming out. She gave you her website. You guys can check it out. And I'll see you guys soon. All right? You already know what it is. It's your boy Don Vic from the Don Vic Show. And I'm going to leave y'all with peace, love, and respect. And I'm out of here.